What's up, everybody? It's Rob from the Rant, and I've got another 5-minute review. And this time on 5-minute reviews, we're going to be talking about Ratchet and Clank. That's right, the new remake of the original, which, in my opinion, was an amazing game. And you know what? It got almost a perfect score. In fact, I gave it a 4.8. I took 0.2 of a point off for a nitpicky reason, but I'll explain it in a minute. So, first off, for anybody who's not familiar with the Ratchet and Clank series, it is about the two main characters, Ratchet, who is a Lombax, which is just this kind of cat person thing, and his buddy Clank, which is a defective warbot. He's defective because he's like a foot tall, and the warbots in the game are supposed to be like 10 feet, and can like throw cars. So, the two unlikely heroes, of course, save the galaxy in the end. The story is simple. It's an underdog story. You get the two guys who nobody expects to actually save the day, and they do save the day. The story is fun. They changed it a tiny bit from the original. Mostly it's the inclusion of Dr. Nefarious, who was really only mentioned as the villain in the original game. Like, he didn't actually have anything to do with it. Which, you know what? It really doesn't mess up the story or anything like that. It's still fun. It's still great. You're still going to enjoy it. It's still just a simple, good story with none of the complicated stuff attached to it. It's easy to follow. It's kid-friendly. It's a great story. It's the kind of thing that, pulls you back to your childhood, the PS2 gaming days kind of stuff. The graphics are quite good, in my opinion. They bumped up the graphics all the way to the PS4 level or the Xbox One level, whatever. It's good. You can see the bits of fur on the main character. You can see them kind of move a little bit in the breeze occasionally. The details look nice. The textures look nice. All in all, great graphics on there. Of course, it's not supposed to be realistic. It's all kind of cartoony, exaggerated, but it's great. You're going to have a nice view whenever you're playing the game, especially on some of the planets that are like tropical. Like I believe it's called the Pokitaru Resort, I think it's called. I forget what planet it's on, but it's a ocean tropical island kind of thing. It's really cool. It's really well done. So the enemies they're terrific, actually. They're strong enough that if you don't know how to fight them, you'll have issue, but it won't take you long to figure it out. So all in all, the enemies, great score on them. They're still fun. They're pretty much all the original enemies from the very first game, just updated a little bit, with the look and maybe how they attack you and things like that. The environments are terrific. They remade, literally, I think about 90% of the original game, they remade like shot for shot here. I have very strong memories of the very first game because it was one of those ones that I really, really enjoyed back in the day. So I remember large chunks of it in its entirety, and this was it was like playing the game all over again. It was terrific. It was a lot of fun. Now, they did do some updates to it, in a sense of like how the character gets stronger and the weapons and things like that, which I am a fan of. They did that in the later games for the original run of the series. Like all the weapons have an experience system. You can go through levels 1 through 5, and then when you beat the game, you can start the challenge mode where you can take on a tougher set of all the enemies, and your weapons you can purchase like the, I believe they're the Omega upgrades, which let you go another 5 levels worth of experience on them and makes them all stronger. The music is literally, I think, all the same music from the first game, which is terrific because it was good stuff. It was cartoony, it was a little upbeat, it fit all the environments. All in all, the game is terrific and, in my opinion, worth a full $60 price tag, even though it's not. You'll find this sucker on the shelf for $40, which is a total deal, in my opinion. Snag it if you got the cash. It's worth it. Now, I did mention at the beginning of the review, I'm giving it a 4.8 instead of a perfect 5 score. Here's the reason why. Even though there is an experience system for the character, which decides how much health you have and how much strength your weapons have as well, they toned it down a little bit, which limits the amount of runs that actually have a purpose in the game. I mean, you can always replay it and, to enjoy the story, which I do, but I also like having something else to keep doing in the game. And unfortunately, you can max out all the weapons levels and your character levels in about 2.5 runs if you're inclined to do it that way. That slightly bums me out, and I'm taking off a couple of points because the second and third installments of the original game back on the PS2 you had to do like 4, 5, 6 runs to max out all the weapons. So it gave you something to keep doing, keep working for, which was an added bonus for replay value. That being said, 4.8 out of 5, in my opinion, that's a terrific game, and it's one that everybody should own. So, I'm Rob. This has been a 5-minute review brought to you by the Rant. Check out all the other great stuff we have on the channel, and you know what? If you like what you see there, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Thanks for listening.